A 100% drop in car sales in Shanghai is the zero-COVID policy's latest impact on China's economy. This policy led to the closure of factories, it slowed down economic activity, and it disrupted supply chains. A number of news outlets are now reporting on concerns whether China's economic downturn will cause a global recession. Ethan Yang, political scientist and economic analyst at the American Institute for Economic Research, says that the worries may be slightly exaggerated.
In the sense that I don't really see China playing as much of a role as most people might be worried about. I don't think that a recession in China and only China would create a global recession.
Yang says China is just one piece of the puzzle. Other factors like rising interest rates in the US and the conflict in Europe should also be considered when talking about a global recession.
So what people are worried about is not just China's economy, but they're also looking at Europe and the US for what's basically a perfect storm of rising interest rates in the US and a war in Europe. And so I think most people are worried about that. Those three things, China, Europe, and the US, both having independent problems, could cause a global recession.
But on the other hand, it would be a different story if China expands its lockdowns from Shanghai to the entire country. If China does this, it could single-handedly cause a global recession.
If they apply the zero-COVID strategy for months on end, and it continues to spread not just in Shanghai and Xi'an, but to other parts of the country, then you might be having what might be a catastrophic meltdown in the Chinese economy, and that might push the world into a recession.
The key word here, though, is might. It would still be a toss-up, even if China has a catastrophic meltdown.
But again, I think you need to look at other countries, not just China. I think if it's only China that's having problems, then you have slower growth, but not a recession, in the sense that China does poorly. That makes things less comfortable around the world in terms of prices and supply chains. But by and large, the rest of the world might be okay. But that's assuming the other two things go fine.
If the two other things go well, meaning the US can contain inflation and Europe can contain the war, then Yang says China's COVID lockdowns alone likely won't put the world into a recession. Don Ma, NTD News.